Okay guys, welcome back to another video. So we're going over the ultimate rare cards for Ultra Mission 8 in this mission. And I'm pretty surprised by the release date. Usually the new missions come out uh, every odd month, so basically January, March, May, etc. etc. Usually on the second Thursday. But this one's actually pretty early. We're getting it this month on the 27th, so that's only like 2 weeks away. So really, really surprising. I'm not sure why they're releasing it so soon, but I'll take it. You can see the two, I guess, main characters for the next mission. We've got Vegito, Super Saiyan Blue, and we also got Dark King Dimmerga in his full power form. So pretty cool. Hopefully we can get a new form for Vegito. It'd be pretty cool, but nothing revealed so far. So onto the URs. So we've got 8 like usual. So first of all, we'll go over this one. Let me see. There we go. So this is Super Saiyan Goku from Dragon Ball Z Movie 6. So I actually kind of thought it might be the movie 5 version, but this is movie 6. So this is of course the Goku, when he does the energy blast against the giant metal core. It's pretty cool. He's a berserker, and he's got pretty good HP for a berserker, 3,200. His super attack is new one, of course. It's called Energy Blast, so it's pretty standard stuff. And he's also got a double attack super with Vegeta. So of course this is like an enhanced double attack where if you have the, I guess, matching partner, in this case, I guess Super Saiyan Vegeta, then the effect is increased. The base effect that anyone can get is that Goku and the partner, their damage will be increased by 1.3 times. So with Vegeta, it doesn't say how much the boosted effect is, but I'm guessing maybe 2.5, maybe even 3 times damage, which would be pretty good if that's the case. So yeah, not bad. Next, he also has a unit with Vegeta and Piccolo, so pretty good stuff. Both really good characters with also good cards, Vegeta and Piccolo. And only 2 energies are pretty cheap. And the effect is that your team's hero energy can't be lowered. So pretty good stuff. So yeah, not bad so far. Then for his main ability, so at the start of each round, if your team's HP is 75% or lower, then you'll get 2 energy. So pretty good. And that matches with his unit, right? So you can get basically energy from his ability and use it to activate the unit, which is pretty good. And the less HP you have, the more hero energy you'll get. So the lowest you get is 2 energy, but I guess if you have like below 50% or below 25%, you'll get like maybe 3 or 4, which is actually pretty good. Although it does require you to have taken damage, so that is a little bit of a negative right there. And then for a second part of his ability, which doesn't require you to have taken damage, when you put this Goku into the attack zone, him and any ally Vegetas that are also in the attack zone will become immune to key damage for that turn, and their power will also increase by 10,000 for that turn. So pretty good. Not one of the stronger ones on this set, but still pretty decent, I think. Okay, next up we have a chilled card, so pretty rare character to see in the game. And I thought this would actually be the demonic enhancement version from the promo anime, but this is actually the version from the episode of Bardock, so pretty cool. And I actually prefer that, being the classic, I guess, version. Card pretty cool too. You can see he's got his, I guess, descendants, Frieza, King Cold, and Cooler there, so pretty cool art. He's a berserker. He's got a new super attack. This is the Death Sphere, so not bad. And also got a ultimate lock-on burst for his card action ability. And the extra effect for this is that the target's power and guard will be reduced to 1 for that round, so pretty good debuff, I've got to say. He's also got a unique ability, which is like a secondary ability, I guess. And that's he shares this ability with the other 5 campaign cards in this mission, so pretty good. And the effect is that at the start of the battle, the entire enemy's team's key will be lowered, and the more cards you have in your team with this ability, the greater the effect is. So if you have 1, so just this guy for example, you won't lower that key by that much. But if you have all 6, they're going to be lowered by probably to 0, right? Their key, so pretty good. And also, if you have at least 3 cards with this ability, you also get 1 hero energy. And if you have 5 or more cards with this ability, you'll get 2 hero energy. It's like a nice little bonus, I guess. Though most of those campaign cards don't seem that strong, so probably just this guy by himself would be still good, I think. Any little extra bonus is still nice, So yeah, not bad. So quite a bit of information for this card. Next, onto his unit, which is a unit super, so unit S. Members being Frieza and Cooler, and only 2 energies are pretty cheap, and of course being a unit S, you don't actually consume the energy, so pretty good stuff. And the effect is that during the round you use this unit. The enemy can't get any hero energy from abilities or power level, so pretty damn strong. Basically the entire round they're not getting any hero energy, so pretty good. And for the members, Frieza's got he's got that climax change card, which is pretty strong. Cooler doesn't have that many good cards, I'd say, but he's almost guaranteed to get a secret card for this coming mission, so that should be pretty strong, hopefully. So you gotta bear in mind that these are just the original versions of Frieza and Cooler, so no Metal Cooler, no Mecha Frieza, and no Golden versions of either. So just like the standard original guest versions. So yeah, which does limit things obviously, but this is still a really good unit, And if his main ability, which also seems pretty strong. So at the start of each round, this chilled and any ally Frieza, Cooler, or King Cold cards, characters, will have their ki restored by 50%, and their power levels will be doubled. So that's pretty good, and that's every round. So really, really good. And also, when you make your move each round, if there's at least 3 enemies on the enemy team, and any of those enemies that have less than 100 power and guard will have the damage that they take doubled. So pretty good. But it's actually really perfect for like a Frieza race team, right? This card being like the main supporter, this main buffer. You're gonna have like Frieza and Cooler, and there's also a really good 3-star King Cold card as well. So it's gonna be a pretty fun, like Frieza race team, with this guy as like the main, supporter. Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff, and probably stronger than the card right here. So yeah, pretty good honestly. It's actually kind of a nice card, Okay, and number 3 we have Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. So pretty cool card art. He's a hero type. He has Final Kamehameha as his super attack, and this is the new version that came with the Ultra Mission 4 secret card, so pretty cool seeing it once again. He also has a touch action ability. This is the Ultimate Slash, and the extra effect for this is that he deals massive ki damage to the target, and also lowers the target's guard to 1, so pretty good effects there. And this card might be probably top 3, I'll say top 2 or 3 strongest cards in the set for me. So next is his ability, and it's really strong. So first of all, at the start of the battle, the entire team's miracle chances will be disabled, and all your allies' charge impact speeds will be reset, and they can't be changed for the rest of the battle. So it's really, really good. Basically, again, probably top 3 cards just for pure charge impact support. Make it easier to win those charge impacts. So really, really good stuff there. And also, during the first round, just before you make your move, this Vegito's ki will be fully recovered, and his power and super attack damage will be times by 4. So really, really good. And actually, the Ultra Mission 4 secret card of Vegito also had a way to get to 4 times super attack damage. But for this card, it's pretty much all automatic, so you don't really have to do anything with this card. There's no conditions that have to be met. It's just automatic. So that's really, really good. Yeah, this card is really, really strong. And he also has a dramatic art version. So once again, the dramatic art versions are basically just purely card art differences. There's no difference in game compared to the original card. But I think this might be the 3rd or 4th mission to have these dramatic art cards. And this is probably my favorite out of all of them so far. It looks really, really amazing. I mean, again, the center one isn't bad. But this one is right out of the anime with the punch against the Frieza Mars. They're really, really cool stuff. Yeah. They're going to be expensive, I think, but really one of the cards I want the most, especially this dramatic art version. It's really dope, Okay, next up we have another pretty surprising card. This is the revived Frieza from the Tournament of Power. And you can see he's got Frost in the background there. So there's like a team-up card. It's pretty cool art. So there's Elite type. He's got Laser Net Death Beam. For only 4 energy, it's a pretty cheap cost for such a powerful attack. That's nice. So yeah, definitely didn't expect this card. I thought we'd actually get the Frieza from Resurrection of F, but we got it from the Tournament of Power, so it's pretty surprising, but cool. So he's got a summon. So this is a space-time summon. So if you have a hero avatar on your team, from the second round onwards, Frieza can summon Frost, and they'll do a joint attack. And not a joint. I think Frost will just attack by himself, but still cool. And the effect is that the enemy's revival chance will be permanently disabled. It's pretty good. Second round isn't bad timing, so that's not bad. And for his main ability, it seems pretty decent. So the start of the battle, any Frosts in either team will have their Miracle Perfect chance permanently disabled. There's that. And at the end of the power level battle, each round, if there's any guys on your team that have their Miracle chance disabled, the entire team's ki will be recovered by 50%, and all your allies' power will be increased by 5,000. So of course, it wants you to have a Frost in your team, because if you have Frost in your team, that Frost's Miracle Chance will be permanently disabled, which will activate the second part of this Frieza's ability. So that's pretty good. Not a bad effect for sure. There's some decent Frost cards. Yeah, so probably not one of the strongest ones, but still decent. Maybe because it's actually relatively easy to activate the second part of his ability. I mean, all you need is a Frost card, so not bad. Okay, halfway there now. Next up we have the Dark King Demiurger in his full power form. So yeah, pretty cool card art. He's elite type. He's got a new attack. This is the Chaotic Fist for 9 hero energy. So really high cost. Yeah, you don't get many cards that have that much hero energy requirement. The only ones I can think of off the top of my head are like Hachiyak. He has a few cards with 9 energy. Majin Vegeta with his Final Explosion as well. But for the most part, you don't really see it that much. So yeah. Also, the secret representative for Limit Breaker Vegeta Xeno had one too, from Ultra Version 6. But for the most part, 8 is the highest one you usually see. So it's pretty high. So it's going to be definitely a high damaging move, that's for sure. It's also got a Gold Meteor. So basically any round, right, from the first round onwards, you can throw this. And it's for the enemy's attack area. And so the next round, any enemies that are in the attack area, so for every enemy in the attack area, the enemy team's HP will be lowered by 1,500. So it's basically a upgraded version of the Gold Meteor that the Gold Mission 10 Secret Demiurger had. So because that was 1,000, but this was actually 1,500. So with the previous one, it would do maximum of 7,000 damage if there's 7 enemies in the attack area. With this one, it will be 10,500, right, with 7 enemies. That's really good. That's a huge amount of damage right there. That's really strong. Give you a nice upgrade there. This has a unit with Cell and Shield. So 2 of the URs in the set will get to Cell soon. As for 7 energy, it's a pretty high cost, but the effect is really strong. So first of all, your team's HP will be increased by 10,000. And that's not recovered, that's increased. Like maximum will increase by 10,000, which is really strong. And all your allies' ki will be recovered to full. That's really strong. So yeah, 10,000 HP boost for free, but with this unit. And your entire team's ki back to max. So that's massive, man. I mean, high cost against 7 energy, but that's a hugely strong effect. That's really good. And then for his main ability, so at the start of each round, if your team has 50% or more HP remaining, then during that round, the enemy's HP recovering effects will be halved, and also their ki recovery in the support area will also be halved. So that's not too bad. And when he attacks, he'll steal 5,000 power and 1,000 guard from each enemy attacker. And this Demiurger will also become permanently more strong versus ki damage to himself. So that's pretty good. There's been a lot of cards lately that have like power stealing effects, and this is actually again another pretty strong one. Even steals 1,000 guard as well as a nice bonus times each attacker. That's pretty good. Oh, sorry, my bad. It's not times each attacker, but it's just 5,000 and 1,000 from each one. That's still pretty good. If it was times each attacker, that'd be really strong. That'd be 7,000 guard and 35,000 power maximum. But yeah, not quite that strong, but still really good, I think. Okay, next up we have Cell. And this is the version from the promo anime, unlike the shield card from earlier. So of course he has the demonic enhancement power-up from Demiurger. So this Cell is a hero type. His HP is actually really low though, only 1,600, so pretty weak there. But anyways, he has Perfect Rage Shot as his super attack. And he's also got, as his touch action ability, Ultimate Energy. And the extra effect for this is that the target's power level will be permanently disabled. So that's pretty good. Then he has a unit with, it's going to be Dark King Demiurger and Majin Nobero as his members. For only 3 energy, it's pretty cheap. And the effect for this is that any enemies with 14,000 power or more will have their power permanently lowered to 1. So that's pretty good. And again, both members, being Dark King Demiurger and Majin Nobero, both have a lot of really good cards, so definitely easy members to use. That's pretty good. And then for his main ability, so it's actually a pretty confusing one. I'll try and get it through as as easily to understand as possible. But first of all, when you make a move each round, any enemies that can activate their super attack will have their damage halved that turn. And any enemies that can't activate their super attack won't be able to activate their super attack for the rest of that round. So for example, say there's an enemy attacker and he needs 7 energy for his super attack. But they currently have 4 energy, right? This ability activates. Okay, so he can't use his ability at that time. Sorry, he can't use the super attack at that time because he doesn't have the required hero energy. But then later on, he gets 3. He gets an extra 3 energy from an ally's ability. He still can't use his super attack because this ability activated. So basically, it's a counter against the enemy's super attack activating later in the round, right? So yeah, it's a bit confusing. And then for the second part of his ability, at the end of each part of a battle, if there aren't any enemies that can't activate the super attack, so basically if all the enemy attackers can use their super attack, then the enemy team's super abilities will be disabled for that round. So a pretty damn confusing ability because it's kind of hard to get your head around, but yeah. Now on to the female warrior in black. So you can see she's got a team up card with Yamcha just here. So she's a berserker type. She has Glass Fall as her super attack, so the same one as before. For only 4 energy, it's a pretty cheap cost. Then on the second round, she can summon Yamcha, and they'll do a double attack. The extra effect is that if you have 9 hero energy or more, then the damage will be increased, and the target's power will be lowered to 1. So pretty good effect there. Then for a main ability, which is that when you put her into the attack zone each round, the enemy's ki will be lowered. And if there's any enemies that have less than 100 power, she'll lower their ki by even more, right? The boosted effect there. And when your team attacks each round, if you're being prevented by the enemy from getting any hero energy from your abilities, then in that case, all your allies will ignore the enemy's damage reduction for that round. So again, another kind of confusing ability. Yeah, I feel like this mission has a few URs with confusing, well, it's kind of difficult to understand abilities. They're kind of long in terms of the information, but yeah, not bad. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say how good she is because it is a bit like situational, but they're not bad still. Yeah, still probably one of the weaker ones, I'd say. Okay, last but definitely not least, we have Charlotte. So we have one Charlotte back in Ultra Mission 2, which is exactly 1 year ago now. That was based from Charlotte. This time we have a Super Saiyan Charlotte. They can go Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, and then Super Saiyan God using a common exchange. So really cool stuff. Yeah, this is easily the most hype card over all these 8 so far, for me at least. So his elite type, he's got Wild Cannon as a super attack in Super Saiyan 1 form. For only 3 energy, so that's really cheap cost. Yeah, that's going to be massive for sure. Then we'll go over his common exchange effect first, which is that once he goes into Super Saiyan God, his power, his guard, and his super attack damage will be times by 5. So that's really good, and especially for his super attack damage, 5 times is massive. And again, with 3 energy costs for his super attack, that's easy to use. That's really really strong, right? That alone is really really good, man. Then for his main ability, so during the first round, just before you make your move, so the same timing ability-wise as the Vegito from earlier, all your team's ki will be recovered by 50%, and for that round, all your team's power level multipliers will be basically ignored. So that's actually really good because it can't be lowered by the enemy during the first round, which is really good. And also, when Charlotte makes his, when Charlotte attacks, then during his attack, all the enemies that he's attacking in the enemy group will have their charge impact speeds permanently increased, and they'll also lose ki. So it's really good. That's every turn, of course, for this second part of his ability. And the closer he is to Super Saiyan God, so I guess the more transformations he's gone through, the stronger their effect will be. So he'll increase their CI speeds by more and lower their ki by more, the higher form he is in. So that's really good. And he might be the strongest one, honestly. Like, it's probably between him and Vegito, probably. And Demigo's pretty good too, but probably this card and Vegito are probably the 2 strongest ones. And maybe this one's the strongest, just because, yeah, he seems really, really strong. And I can already tell he's going to be the most expensive one, because A, he's really strong, and also B, like, he's, I mean, all these climate change cards are always very expensive, but this is Charlotte, right? And this is definitely a hype card. I mean, this is so hype, man. So, yeah. Really hope I can get my hands on this card, but definitely not going to be easy or cheap. Yeah, it's going to be really expensive for sure, but I'll do my best to get it for you guys. But honestly, I just want it for myself as well, because it's really cool. So, yeah. So that was the 8 cards from the next mission. Again, really surprised coming so soon, but, yeah, I'll take it, sooner the better, in my opinion. So, yeah. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next video. Definitely hype for the next mission. See you guys.